Hi, welcome to our second part in our series of cleaning up your PC. Now previously we did a clean of temporary files using CC Cleaner. The next step I would recommend is to do a spyware scan. Now spyware, or what is sometimes called malware, are little bits of code you download to your PC when you're surfing the internet. Often they're totally harmless. In fact, most of the time they're totally harmless, but you do get the odd bit which is actually spying on what you're doing, hence the name spyware. They work by collecting information of websites that you collect, reporting back to the author of the program. Not normally malicious, although some can be. The main idea is to collect information about your surfing habits, so they can fire advertising that's relevant to what you like. Okay, let's get going. Now, the program I recommend for this personally is called Spybot Search and Destroy. Others like Anti-Malwarebytes are very good. There's no one program which can do the whole job 100%. I find this one easy to use, so I always use this one. Right, to find it, again, just Google the word Spybot. Now, like a lot of these free programs, there are versions around that aren't actually what you want. So you're looking for one that's coming from safernetworking.org, which is actually the home of Spybot. There we go. Let's click on that link. Right, here we have their website. We're looking for an English version in my case, and here we have the main download site. It's a little bit confusing. The quickest way to get to the download is to go on the left hand side here and click download. They ask for a donation. You don't have to give it. Totally up to you, of course. If you do like the program, then it's always worthwhile. Okay, here is the actual program we want. Click the download link. Once again, you get options of where to get it from. Anyone is normally fine. If you go to one and it doesn't work, then just go back and try another one. Again, the familiar interface where they try and direct you to download stuff you don't actually want. Ignore all that, and this is the one we want on this page. Download. Okay, and once again, there's our notification to say we want to download something. And again, I'm going to save on my desktop. Okay, here's the program just downloaded. Once again, double click to fire it up. You may get security warnings again. Say yes. Okay, I want to download these or run them. The language you prefer, and next. You have to accept the agreement as always on these. Next. Default program location is normally fine. Next. Now, be a little bit choosy in this folder because there's lots of extra things with Spybot which you don't really want. For example, additional languages, no need for that. Skins to change appearance, I know bother with that. Download updates immediately, I always say yes to that. Security Center integration, I don't say yes to that. And the separate secure shred application, I don't ask for that either. Okay, next. Once more, it's going to give you an option to change the shortcut name and the name of the folder it's going to be. Leave that as default, that's fine. Okay, and some more options here. Do you want desktop icons, quick launch? Up to you on those two. But now the bottom two, using that Explorer protection, I always say no, and use system settings protection, I always say no. The reason for this is system settings protection runs a little program called T-Timer, and this runs all the time in the background looking for suspicious activity and keeps popping up a lot of false warnings and can be quite annoying, so I recommend you ignore that. Internet Explorer protection, it basically creates a huge list of known bad websites and stops your PC from going to them. Okay, next, just a few little details to summarize what you've decided to do. And finally, install. Now it'll start to install. It'll download the updates as it's going and install the program. Okay, and once again you end up with a completion dialog box, and by leaving that tick there, as soon as you finish, it'll fire up the program automatically for you. Now the interface of Spybot is very similar to CC Cleaner. You get this little warning about advertising robots. It's just warning you that some programs do actually require advertising, and they may not work if you remove. I actually just say OK to this all the time. Okay, and here you have your startup interface. Now before you actually go ahead and do a full scan, you need to make sure the program is fully up to date. Even though it did a basic update on the install, there are some extras. This window on the left is your pre-first scan task, if you like, task list. It's a little wizard. Follow it through, create a registry backup. I would say yes to that, just in case something is damaged. Then you can always restore the registry and get back up and running again. Never happened to me yet, but you never know. Next, you've got option to read the tutorial, read the help file, and then start using the program. Now, first thing I do is, before I check for problems, is I do a quick search for updates. Let's have a look. First window pops up is it offers a selection of various places to get the downloads from. Now I find the one that's always working without any problem is Safer Networking 2 in Europe, so I go for that one and continue. You may find if you select some of the others that they may not actually work. They're not always available. Okay, click that and it's told me a list of updates that are available for this program at the moment. Detection rules, immunization database, T-timer. I'm not using T-timer, so there's no point in having that. I'm not using the Internet Explorer helper, which is the immunization, so I don't need that either. Okay, download that one update I've asked for. The program will shut down and then restart with the new update installed. You can exit this little updater window. Okay, there we have it. Program installed, fully up to date, ready to go. To check for problems, you simply click check for problems. Now, once again, this is going to do a scan of your PC. Now, that be warned, this will take quite a while, depending on the speed of your PC. It can take a couple of hours. So time for another cup of tea while this does its scan. Okay, the scan's well in progress now, and as it carries on you'll see entries pop up in red. Some of them have got scary names. We'll look at some as they pop up. You'll see down the bottom here is your progress toolbar. Quite a way to go in my case. One thing I did forget to mention before you start doing this particular scan, because it takes so long, make sure your PC is not set to go into standby after a certain time, because if that happens the scan will stop. Okay, you can see the first thing that's popped up on my scan is an item called Babylon Toolbar. Now this is exactly what it says. It's a toolbar that attaches itself to your browser, normally Internet Explorer. You probably didn't even ask for it. A lot of websites will attach these. It's not a malicious one. in actual fact, some people like this toolbar. It does translation and various other things on the fly from the top of the browser. Personally, I don't like any toolbars because they just slow your Internet Explorer particularly right down. And of course, the more toolbars you gather, the smaller the window gets that you can actually see things in. Okay, that's my scan complete. Just 2 entries. Babylon toolbar, I don't want that. And double click, that's a tracking cookie. Like I was saying before, this keeps a record of a website you've been to. Not malicious, but you don't need it, so we'll clear it off. Now then, to get rid of all these things that's been highlighted, they're by default ticked to delete. If there was something you wanted to keep for whatever reason, you can always uncheck it like that, and it won't be deleted. In my case, I'm clearing the lot out. Click the Fix Selected Problems button. Yes. Now, occasionally, depending on where it found the bit of spyware, it may ask you to do a system reboot and rescan. If that's the case, then follow it through. In my case, it hasn't. Okay, job done. The next stage will be a virus scan. This is Chris Jennings from CompuServe. Thank you for watching.